Hello, I'm Shawnmarie Carpenter. I am the clinical supervisor at Alaska Marriage and Family Therapy Associates located in Anchorage, Alaska, and I'm excited to teach you today my favorite 3 vagus nerve hacks. Most people ask is, why do I even want to learn how to hack my vagus nerve? It's about having a healthy nervous system. There's 2 parts to a healthy nervous system. There's healthy sympathetic arousal and healthy parasympathetic arousal. That's the up activation of our energy and our down relaxation of our energy. And the vagus nerve is in charge of the gas and the brakes of this system, turning on the sympathetic and turning on the parasympathetic. So learning how to hack that can really help with chronic stress. If you've had chronic stress or even a traumatic event in your life, think of it as a huge amount of energy being pushed into the system, which can make the sympathetic get stuck on high or hyperarousal. A lot of people struggle with anxiety, symptoms of anxiety, if they're stuck on high, or it can crash down low and get stuck down on parasympathetic or hypoarousal. And some people stuck on low often experience symptoms of depression. So a healthy normal range is to get the body back into a sympathetic parasympathetic arousal in that nice window. The vagus nerve controls so many parts of the body. It picks up on the jaw and the mouth. It picks up on the tongue and the larynx. It picks up on the heart, the stomach, the intestines. It gets a lot of information from a lot of locations in the body. The word vagus actually means to wander. That's the Latin original part of vagus. Is to wander. And it's a really appropriate name because the vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve. It comes out of the brainstem and it runs all the way down to the colon. There are 2 major places the vagus nerve really picks up information. One is the somatic components. These are the skin and the muscles. So the vagus nerve is feeling for the skin change and the muscle change to give information up to the brainstem. The other place the vagus nerve has its little nerve tentacles is the visceral components, and these are in the internal organs of the body. So the vagus nerve touches so many different locations of the body, it's picking up on all of this information and sending all that information up to the brain. The place that we can really get the biggest bang for our buck is where the vagus nerve comes out more on the surface and is between the muscle and the skin here at the jaw and tongue throat area. So that's where we're going to focus most of our attention since we get the biggest bang for our buck in getting our vagal tone hacked in that area. Today I'm going to teach you 3 of my very favorite vagal tone hacks to get the biggest bang for your buck. The first is a jaw-tongue relaxation. This impacts the somatic components of the vagus nerve. And the best way to try to get your jaw and tongue relaxed is to start with your teeth about 1/4 of an inch apart. So you start with them about 1/4 of an inch apart, and then ever so slightly you go to open your jaw, but not to actually open it, just to feel the resistance, and then let go. Then ever so slightly go to close your jaw, again not to close it, but to feel the resistance and let go. That is your resting jaw location. The next part is to relax the tongue. And the way you relax the tongue is let go of the tongue muscle and let it kind of float in your mouth. Most people's resting tongue place is right at the gum line of the top front teeth. So if you allow your tongue to just float into that area and your jaw to be in its relaxed state, you keep it there whenever you're not talking or eating or swallowing, and what you're waiting for is a parasympathetic signal from the body. These are natural reflexes that the body does when we've reached parasympathetic, a healthy base of relaxation. This could be so much saliva created in your mouth that you just need to spontaneously swallow. This could be a very big, deep breath, spontaneous, of course, that the body creates, or even a spontaneous yawn. All of those are actually signals that the body is in a parasympathetic relaxation. My second favorite vagal tone hack is again, in this very somatic component area of the jaw, is what I like to call the heat up the vagus nerve, then do a cold water splash. It's interesting that a lot of the northern various tribes of people did this in the winter. They would sit in banyas or saunas or hot tubs. They'd heat up their body and then go jump in the cold ocean or a lake. We don't need to have that extreme. Science has given us a more efficient way to hack the vagus nerve. What you do is you need the body to heat up for about 10 minutes. So you sit in a sauna, a banya, a jacuzzi, a hot bath, a hot tub, a hot shower for 10 minutes, heating the body up. Then do a cold water splash just in this vagus nerve area of the somatic components. Again, 10 more minutes of heating the body up with a sauna, any way to really get the body warmed up, and then do a second cold water splash. That will actually reset the sympathetic or the roof and allow the body to come back down. This is why you see a lot of people splash cold water on their face to get themselves going in the morning, is because that'll give that sympathetic arousal a good, here we go, we're in the top. My third and favorite vagal tone hack, because it both resets the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, is to vibrate the internal organs. These are the visceral components that the vagus nerve touches. Dr. Peter Levine suggests the best, most efficient sound is a VU sound. And really, it's about getting that vibration down into your tummy as low as you can into your intestines and pelvic bowl. The way you do that is you inhale normally, but on the exhale, you start the word VU. And you want to think of it as a foghorn, just sending out this long note that's signaling to the boats it's safe to come into the harbor. And what's really interesting is you think about Tibetan monks who are 100 years old, but they look like they're 12, and they actually do these sounds, these chants, and they're constantly vibrating their vagus nerves. So I find that very interesting. So the VU, vibrating internal organs, you want to do it in a set of 3. So you do 3 VUs and then take a break and see how it feels. If you want, you do another 3, and always do it in sets of 3. So it looks a little something like this. And you can feel that vibration for most of us, at least to our chest. Some of us can get it as low as our stomach, depending on if you're a man, you have a lot more testosterone, so you can have shorter and fatter vocal cords to hit that lower VU sound, to vibrate the lower organs. My favorite place to do the 3 VUs is in the shower. I get great reverb there, and at stoplights while I'm sitting in my car waiting for the light to change, I just do a set of VUs. The jaw and tongue relaxation you can do all day long, anytime you're not talking or swallowing of any in any form. And then the best time to do the heat of the vagus nerve and then cold water splashes in the morning. But if you can't do it in the morning, at night works just as well. Hopefully this has been helpful. Again, this is Shawnmarie Carpenter trying to help us all get some vagal tone and the most efficient way we can. Thanks.